Birmingham at the weekend, and she's admitted there's still work to do on her long jump, but saw success in the high jump and the hurdles. She's here with us now. Very good morning.
Good morning.
I think we can see a little bit of some of those events now, so we'll chat in just a second.
And it's getting away well. Tiffany Borden, not the best start she's ever had. And Sarah Claxton's going well out inside Jess Ennis, but here comes Ennis and Borden. Ennis and Borden, Ennis streaking away. 12.93 for Jess Ennis.
Oh, pleased with that.
You see, we all watch that and think, God, you look good, you look smooth, you look fast. Do you sit and look at it entirely differently?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, I was pleased with the race. It was great to win and a great weekend. But yeah, I do look at it critically.
What was wrong with that?
My start wasn't the best start, so that's something that we've been working on, just trying to get out of the blocks as quick as possible and maintain that form through to the end.
It happened so quickly, obviously. It's hard to think back to what happened at the start. But how do you get your start to a point where you are really pleased with it? What kind of practice do you have to go through?
Just a lot of sprint training, a lot of block starts, and just making sure that you're really comfortable, that you're able to, you know, attack that first hurdle. So that's a really important part of the race, just making sure that you get out the best you can and attack those first two hurdles.
Do you have, come on, get us inside the head of Jessica Ennis. Do you have a thing you do in your head, literally, when you're on the blocks? Is there a kind of ritual or thought ritual or something you think of, or do you think of nothing? What goes on?
I tend to just think of like one or two things, so two like technical things that I have in my mind, and then I think every athlete has a ritual of how they, you know, stand behind the blocks, how they get into their blocks and prepare. It's just a routine that you always have.
But it's, I have this romantic notion maybe that you have a thought of someone in your head, you know, who's going to be cheering you on, but it's all technique. You're just thinking about the first hurdle. And
because you have to be so focused, and you don't want any other thoughts creeping into your mind of, you know, people that are watching you or expectations or anything like that. You just have to be really focused in your technique and what you need to do performance-wise.
It was only last month when you were in Manchester and you got a personal best, which you thought was a personal best, and then you realised that there were only 9 hurdles out, not 10. Now, at the time, people couldn't believe that something like that could have happened. Has that in any way knocked you, distracted you? Were you cross about that in the event, or is that something you just put behind you?
I think at the time it was frustrating because obviously I thought I'd run a personal best and it was a great run. So yeah, frustrating more than anything, but you know, I can look back at it now and have a bit of a giggle. It was, you know, it was a mistake that was made on the day, and it's not affected anything, you know, moving forwards, and I've gone on to run quicker times, so it's been good.
You don't just check the number of hurdles now, do you, before you do a race? I mean, was that a complete one-off? Is there anything that you do mentally differently?
I had a heptathlon the weekend after, so I kind of did feel the need to just kind of walk along the track and just make sure, but my coach and I think everyone else is just counting them now and making sure that they're there, so yeah, fingers crossed.
Can I ask you about being the poster girl for the Olympics? Because I think you came on breakfast maybe a year or so ago, and it was obvious then, in those early stages, that there was going to be a lot of focus on you. I mean, how is that feeling? Because you've got a job to do, to run and to jump, and you've got a lot of other stuff going on. How's that feel?
Yeah, it's just a great time, to be honest. It is busy, it's really busy, it's been busy over the past few months, but it's just balancing everything, and I'm really happy with the way training's gone, and just got so much support being at the Aviva Trials this weekend, and the crowd that turned out for us there, and you know, the support that the British team have got is brilliant, and that makes such a difference.
We've been talking this morning about weight, and of course how a waist measurement now can be an indicator of how healthy you are, how hard it is for British women to keep their weight at a healthy level. Everyone looks at you as somebody who is absolutely in perfect health and perfect weight, but of course you had that person, unnamed official, quibbling about the fact that perhaps you're carrying too much weight. Now tell us about that and the impact that had on you.
Yeah, I think obviously this year it's a huge year, and I think things do get blown out of proportion. It was something that was taken and blown up massively. But yeah, no, I've not for 1 minute have I got issues with my weight. You know, my body is my tool, and I train as hard as I can so that I can perform the best I can. And yeah, I just wouldn't want anyone to think that I'm kind of worrying about my size and weight, because that's not the case at all.
It's absolutely something that doesn't concern you. You are about training hard because, of course, getting nutrition and your training on balance is a challenge.
It's so important. I mean, you know, being an athlete, it's your whole life, it's your way of life, it's how you eat and how you fuel yourself so you can train and compete well. So for me, it's just about making sure that I'm in the, you know, the best shape I can be so I can perform to the best of my ability.
And how about, tell us about the rivalry thing. Are you, amongst your immediate contemporaries in your event, heptathlon, how's the rivalry manifest itself? Do you talk? Do you chat? Do you have to block people out? Do you play mind games? People try and mess with you?
I don't think so many mind games are played within heptathlon. I think it's kind of a nice rivalry most of the time, and you kind of have a lot of respect for each other. You know, the competition in the 2 days, you know, it's really tough. But yeah, I think there's definitely a big rivalry. It's a huge year, and we all want to come out on top.
Gonna get gold?
I'm going to try my hardest. So just wanting everyone to support us, and you know, everyone can follow us on Twitter and you know, hashtag back the team, and just really get behind us. So I will do my best.
Lovely to see you here today.
Brilliant.
Thank you very much.
Lovely to see you.
Thanks.
Thanks so much.